Hi, everybody. So I have Debbie and Amelia with me here today, and we do Lifewave together as a group. We're all in the same familial line, I'm going to call it. Um, but so Lifewave is what we're going to talk about today. So if you're not interested in that, go ahead and click off. It is beautiful light therapy. And I'm a little spaced out at the moment because I did a new patch last night and I definitely feel like I felt it. I'm detoxing a little bit from it. And I'm grateful that you really feel the difference when you do these different patches. So we're going to talk about that today. We're not doctors, so keep that in mind. We're talking about our own experience and some of the experiences of people that have been doing these patches. I will say that I feel much more, like peppy. I feel like I'm anti-aging
Mm.
and I feel more solid in my body than I used to since taking these and being consistent. So we're just going to kind of go around and I'm going to show a bunch of pictures that Debbie provided, which is awesome. And I just want to introduce these great ladies. So, Debbie, how are you today?
I am wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, and you just had your birthday.
I did last week. I turned 70
Happy
last
birthday.
week.
Yes. And you look amazing. I mean, I know that we've been on a couple of 2, 3 journeys together with different products, and everybody wants to feel better. So I mean, that's your line of work is to feel better by being a masseuse and, you know, but you found a lot of different products that have been really helpful, and I've definitely tried them along with you. Yeah. So that's been really good. But I like to do a lot of different things, and I know Amelia's really, really good at that too. Like you take the whole picture and you're doing multiple things to help
hmm
different aspects of your body. So how are you doing on all this stuff, Amelia?
I'm doing really well with it all. I just had a family visitor in my home for 3 nights. And so I was keeping up with my X39 and I alter that with the glutathione, which I'm wearing currently just because it keeps me going throughout the day. Um, and so I felt steady pretty much the whole time. Of course, we always kind of hit an energetic wall with each other with this particular person, but um doing really well with it. I have tried so far. I've tried the I've tried 1 day of the Eon, but I need to try that one at night. Thank you, Debbie. I've tried the Ice Wave a couple times, and I use mostly the X39 and the glutathione. But I did just get the X49 just to have in case I need to try it too, because I feel like I will get to that point as well. But it's really helping me to just, well, I'm dropping him now. Um, Move through and open up some of those detox pathways that were just moving really slowly for me. So that I'm super grateful for.
Mhm. Yeah. I know just in general, like I have a lot more energy usually. Today I
Mm-hmm.
felt really tired when I woke up, and I didn't wake up all night last night, which is really weird for me.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm taking the SP6, I think it's called, and when I'm not internally taking them, I'm putting them on my body. And then the energy patch, which goes on 2 sides of your body. So it's working with your meridian system, which I thought was really cool. And when I first put them on, which is maybe part of why I'm tired, I was like, bing. And I was so awake. And I did it in the late afternoon. And then we went to bed early last night because we were both so sleepy.
Here's the
So,
energy
yeah,
one. I got them all
it's
right here.
really cool. Yeah. And it burns fat, right? For energy. So I'm like, oh, I need that. I want that one.
I need that one too.
Yeah. So shall we show a few of these pictures, Debbie? I thought these were pretty amazing. It reminds me of EMF stuff.
Sure.
So
So this is um this is a picture from a video. David Schmidt is the founder of Lifewave, and he is the inventor of all of this patch technology. And just in case you're kind of coming in for the first time here, we're talking about these little patches like Amelia showed you that work on light therapy. There's nothing in the patch that's going into your body. It is simply working. It's a new technology that he created over 20 years ago for the Navy SEALs. And the little patch uses your body's own infrared light and kind of acts like a little mirror that reflects back specific light frequencies that activate certain biochemical reactions in your body according to that patch. And what we're looking at now is the Eon patch, spelled AEON. And this Eon patch is very interesting, but it does have kind of an age reversal aspect to it. You can see that this horse, okay, wait a minute, go back. This horse is 31 years old, okay, and you can see what it looks like. Now then go forward to what the horse looks like after, okay, that's maybe you
this one.
maybe, okay, there it is right there. Yeah, okay, that is after, I think it was like 6 months. I mean, the horse was just kind of starting to get younger, looks younger. And so this Eon patch, what it does is it reduces inflammation in your body. And you can go to the next slide if you want to, because I think this is the one. Yes, that all that red is inflammation. And so after they patched this horse, you can see a lot of that red went away, except kind of right there, it's really kind of the heart area, which is normal. That would be normal. But all the other red has reduced in just a few short minutes, like about 20 minutes or so. And
Wow.
so that's one of the benefits of this Eon patch is it reduces inflammation and it puts you in parasympathetic mode. And it's got some other little aspects of it. Honey, do you want me to kind of keep going on about this Eon patch?
Yeah, I'm ready to try this one, so I would love to hear
Okay.
more about it.
Well, so the Eon, we always recommend that people, or at least I do, recommend people start with that one and the X39 patch. The X39 is the one that sort of activates your body's own stem cells. But this Eon, it has an interesting story around it because David Schmidt was at the home of Suzanne Summers, which I'm sure everybody remembers Suzanne Summers. And he was at her home for a party, and he was talking to another doctor, this Dr. Brzezinski, who was very well known for his research, like in cancer therapies and things like that, natural therapies. And anyway, they were talking about a specific peptide, and that comes from the royal jelly that the queen bee eats. So David Schmidt went back home. He started researching, and anyway, this is what led to this Eon patch. So the royal jelly is what the queen bee eats, and she lives 50 to 60 times longer than the worker bee because she eats this royal jelly. She doesn't start out, she wasn't born a queen bee. She was born like everybody else. They chose her to be the queen bee, and then they started feeding her this royal jelly. So there is a specific peptide in that royal jelly. And David said, we don't tell people what peptide the Eon activates because if you Googled it, you would see that it is involved a lot in cancer therapy. So they don't want to, kind of mislead people
Right.
focusing on that peptide. But that peptide has an age reversal effect to it over time. So that's one of the benefits with Eon. And David Schmidt talks about, stress, because it does help to put your body more in parasympathetic mode in a balanced way, that stress is such a big factor in aging, right? You're stressed out we see people, when they are under stress for a long period of time, they start to look older and feel older. And so this Eon patch helps reduce inflammation and helps reduce that stress mode, and which over time can help your body age a little less, or even actually reverse aging, which is what X39 is doing as well. It's literally reversing your age.
Beautiful. I love that. So I'm assuming this is what it does for the human body.
Yeah, that again is now helping to reduce some pain by reducing inflammation. So you can see again where all the red is, that's inflammation. And in 20 minutes of putting that in Eon patch on, you can see through this thermal imaging that the inflammation was reduced.
Yeah. What impresses me is I've been to a lot of different like health gatherings, one with like David Wolf, and there was somebody there doing this, and this is kind of an EMF thing too. Like your EMFs will affect the body with all that inflammation, and you can take it away in certain ways with EMF protection. But this, like, it looks like it speeds it up tremendously. And you're also not having to use something else in conjunction with it. Because I usually wear like a little watch thing. It looks like a watch. Amelia got me into it, and I definitely feel different when I wear it, but sometimes I forget. So having more than one thing that's helping you, I feel like that's really cool.
And the
It's
X39,
inflammation.
the X49 and the X39 together it's like we're having a Faraday cage on your body. It protects your body from EMF, especially
Yeah,
those two.
that's really good because I wear those every day. So this one I thought was really interesting.
Yeah. Now this would be
Um,
more for the X39 patch, because the X39 activates GHK copper peptide, and that copper peptide has a whole lot of research around it. Here's one book, How to Reverse Aging. It's all about the copper peptides. And in fact, this guy is one of our, he is a member with Lifewave, and he has a chapter in his book about Lifewave and how it activates the GHK copper peptide and helps, reverse aging, along with so many other things. That helps
can you hold that up one more time?
Yeah, helps the book
Okay.
itself or the chapter.
Yeah, the book. That's great. Everybody wants to see the books usually. So yeah, and I'll try and put a link below if I can find it for that book.
Yeah.
And then I want to say with the hair too, mine has been up and down the last 2 years, and it's all related to my detox and the upgrades. And ever since wearing the patches, I have not been losing my hair really, except for whatever comes out in the brush, which is great.
Yeah, I don't either. I didn't really acknowledge that though. Like it didn't really click for me.
I was really noticing.
Yeah, and I don't think my husband's been complaining about his hair lately either falling out as much because he was really upset about it.
Yeah. We definitely see people that happens, or their hair sometimes turns, if it was gray, it turns darker. Now, I have not had that experience yet. I haven't seen like a huge difference in my hair, but I've seen, benefits in other ways too. So each person is different in those, that X39, activates your body's own stem cells through those copper peptides. And so your body just uses it how it's going to.
Yeah. Well, and I think even so, as somebody loses weight, they usually lose weight in the last place they gained weight. So your body kind of has its own pattern. And I think that that's how it's working for people. Like whatever your pattern is, the last thing that kind of went sideways is the thing that's probably going to heal fastest with this. And that's just my idea, but
I would
so
agree.
I'm gonna show some more pictures. I thought this one was really cool. Now the dog is like, that's really amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
These two
Dog on
dogs.
the black dog, that it belongs to a girl that I know that lives not too far from me. And I saw her dog. She sent me those photos. And she said, I mean, you can see both of these dogs look like they have a similar situation with one eye, right? It's cloudy looking. She said the dog was not seeing out of that eye as well as it used to. I don't think it was totally blind, but he wasn't really seeing out of that eye. Well, she put her used patches, because that's what people are doing. They're putting their used X39 patches on their animals. And 3 weeks later, that dog's eye looked totally different. And she said he was seeing out of that eye better because she could tell by the way he was reacting to things around him that he was seeing out of that eye. So, it's pretty incredible.
Mhm.
I'm doing that with my dog and his fur. He's got so much more fur even this year compared to the first few years I've had him. So,
It's crazy.
among
And
other
you
things.
don't have to put it on bare skin either with animals.
No,
I
you
just
just put
think,
it on wherever you can get it to stick, on their hair. Like I put it on my little dog's head, top of his head. But you can put it on his collar, like underneath the collar, stick it to the collar. It doesn't even have to be facing the dog, as long as it's, somewhere close to the dog.
mhm. And depending on their fur, I can use a little bit of tape and I just make it a little less sticky if it's not sticking well from me. So, just a little tip, I
Another hair
guess.
story.
Yeah, and look at all that baby hair growth she's got going on.
Mhm.
And you can speed this up, I'm sure, with like scalp stuff as well, like scalp oiling, and there's a lot of different methods, but I
Mhm.
mean, just reversing aging in general is helping. So he is actually, not only is he getting more hair back, it looks like it's starting to change color.
Mhm.
Yep.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, she looks like she just is a totally different person practically. Her
Mhm.
eyes are bright.
Hmm.
She looks happy. She's yeah, it's just totally different.
And you can imagine, I mean, yeah, there's another one that you can see. He's definitely looking younger, but imagine what it's doing inside your body, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, I hear so many stories and lab work that people, take, I'm sorry, the lab work that they get back from their doctors and how it's improved. And, you don't always feel that going on necessarily, but a lot of people do feel some improvement in lots of different areas. But for those people that may not, they got a lot of issues going on, they may not feel something um, super significant, but it's reflected in their lab work that their body is healing.
yeah. It's just really interesting. And I think that we're coming upon so many different things right now that are changing with frequency, because light therapy is frequency, sound therapy is frequency,
Mhm.
crystal therapy is frequency, and the improvement is really big. Now, I still think it's important to heal your shadows, heal your emotions, heal your subconscious, but it's nice to see things coming from all angles and healing all aspects. So when I come upon a new thing that could heal one part of that circle, I usually jump on it. Like, okay, I want to do that. But to remain young and feel young while we go through this transition, because a lot of us are like purging and doing different things as we ascend, it really feels nice in comparison because we were all kind of dragging around quite a bit more. I know I
Mhm.
was.
You want to
Yes.
show do you have my before and after? You want to show that?
Yeah.
So, so this is me actually from 2021 when I was 66. It was before my birthday. And this was the picture on the right is from last week. Turned 70. It was on my 70th birthday party. Now, in all honesty, back in 2021, when that picture was taken, I had just gotten to the point where, I was waking up every day, really not feeling all that great, and just had a lot of different. I noticed that the light in my eyes was gone. And
Mhm.
I just thought, gosh, is this what it's like to get older? And so I did do some things where I kind of changed my diet and got on a specific collagen, and I started feeling a lot better. But then last July, I was introduced to the patches, and I know that I feel younger than I did 4 years ago.
Oh,
And I think this picture sort of like reflects that. I just feel like I feel happier. I feel like I really am aging in reverse. And it makes me feel like excited about my future. It
right.
gives me a lot more hope and, for new things coming in the future. And
Mhm.
so, yeah.
Yeah, the energy of those two photos are so different. So different.
Mhm.
Just that's amazing.
Yeah. And the light's definitely back in your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It was very dulled. Yeah.
It's beautiful. So, and I have my parents on them as well. So my dad is doing quite a bit better, I would say. He doesn't acknowledge that. He's still groaning and moaning, but he's getting around better. My mother, she did not stay on them. So I think she had a small detox reaction, and we'll see if she gets back on them or not. But my dad really, like, I feel like he's got some improvement. And he looks like there's more blood circulation in his body. Like he's got more color, and they are inside like most of the time, which is another thing I think with people that are older that isn't the best. So if you can
Mhm.
get some sunshine, I think it's really important. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I've always known about the different types of um DNA SNPs and different things like methylation too. Speaking of family and things that were passed down to me too. And so the fact in that same video, I think he said something about imagine being able to repair and restore the function of all those DNA pieces, your MTHFR or whatever it is that is not working properly. There's a whole list of different genes that have been affected by just our world, basically. And to
Mhm.
restore those, that's powerful. Because that was a complaint of my mom. Well, this DNA, this and this is broken, so it's never going to work right. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. So, yeah, it's pretty powerful stuff.
It is. And everybody's talking about that right now, and how you need like special vitamins and special things to be able to address that and feel better. And I actually bought one of those. It made no difference whatsoever. So I'm already on that track. Like my body is already healing those things,
Mhm.
and it feels really good. Like to feel like, yes, I have the energy to go on a long walk. I have the energy
Mhm.
to do a lot of the things that I didn't before.
Same here. I'm about to take my kids, my teenagers, to the mountains. And 2 years ago, it would have been really difficult. And I work with a methylation supplement company. They're wonderful, but
Yeah.
this feels like it's foundational. And then if you still need some more support, like I still do some of their methylated Bs just because it's a combo product that's meant for me.
Hmm.
But if you can start with that and then reduce all the supplements that you might need, I think that's pretty amazing. Maybe that's true for some people, but not others. So.
Yeah, and I think there's a handoff point, too,
Mhm.
where you heal to a certain point and then you don't need all the things. Like
Yep.
when I checked into how long am I going to need like an adrenal supplement, it was only like 4 months. And I got that answer from my higher self.
I do that
But I
too.
think that, yeah, it really helps to know how long you're going to be doing something. And I just appreciate this because it is foundational. Like
Hmm.
it's restoring the body
Hmm.
in general. And I feel great from it. So
Me
thank you,
too.
Debbie, for introducing it to me.
And thank you.
I
Yes.
think that SP6 is going to really help you too, honey, because the SP6, it helps fight cravings, like sugar cravings and different types of cravings, but it also really benefits the whole organ system. They've done some different studies on that, and it helped improve the function of the liver, the pancreas, the kidneys, the thyroid, the intestines, the hypothalamus, and the adrenal glands.
Oh, wow.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
I'm really excited. I'm more excited about it now, even.
Those are all things I check for my clients too, especially if
Yeah.
they've just been in, if they're highly sensitive or if they've been in fight or flight for so long. That's really important, which is why
Mhm,
it's been on my mind since the beginning of me starting, but I'm working through my layers to get there. So,
mhm. Another thing too that we don't realize that Amelia brought up is the adrenals dump minerals when they're stressed.
mm,
So the main thing that we've needed through this process of our bodies changing is minerals. And if your adrenals are stressed and they're dumping them, then that's a big deal.
mhm,
So keep that in mind for yourself. Um, and make sure you have your minerals too. And this requires minerals as well, like to be doing this because your body needs minerals to function and to heal. So you want to be taking those minerals. And burdock root is probably one of my favorites, and then also just electrolytes in general.
mhm.
Yeah,
I do
you
a
definitely
combination
need
of,
electrolytes. It will make a world of difference how these work. Otherwise, you're going to experience some days where you just feel so fatigued
Yeah.
most of
because
humanity is so
body
deficient.
can't go.
Yes, it's the spark of life, right? Those minerals and electrolytes, and most people are very, very deficient. And I don't know how they're running on empty so
Hmm.
well, in quotes, I guess, but they seem to be just functioning, but it's probably barely.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I know I was barely functioning. And probably for the first year of doing this YouTube channel, I was like eking through it, like, because I was purging a lot. There was a lot of stuff going on, and my
Mhm,
body was tired. So it really has changed a lot of things, especially over this last year when I've been doing the Lifewave, and I've been really consistently finding things to improve my life. That's been a big change for me, and also taking a little more time for myself. So take
mhm.
care of you. That's important.
It's massive.
Absolutely.
Mhm. So anyway, this was great. I feel like there's a lot of information out there if you guys want to look into it. We'll put our links below. There's, so much out there. And if you do end up joining, I have a group where you can join there and talk with other people that are doing it and get your questions answered. Amelia will, if you join with her, she will tap in and see which ones are best for you, which I think is awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Honey, did you want me to just kind of explain just a little bit about the
Yeah.
options?
So if you're interested, let me get that up.
Okay. Because people can purchase this retail like the X39, but you're going to pay $50 more for it. And we don't really suggest that. We think the wholesale options are better. And with wholesale, you got two options. You can enroll like through a referral link as a preferred customer, but I don't personally think that's the best option either, because you have to be on a monthly subscription to get the wholesale price. If you ever cancel it, you will pay the retail price. So we like to suggest that people sign up as a wholesale member, as a brand partner, because you're free to do whatever you want. You always get the wholesale pricing regardless if you're on auto ship or not. And if you decide you would like to share it with somebody and earn some referral bonuses, you have the freedom to do that, but it's not mandatory. So when you do sign up as a wholesale member, as a brand partner, you choose an enrollment pack. This is just a one-time purchase enrollment pack. And these are the three that are the most popular: the silver, the gold, and the diamond. And you can see what's in there. If you, let's say, for example, you choose the silver, and it comes with 3 sleeves. A sleeve is a month's supply. It comes with 3 sleeves of the X39 that you can customize. You're showing X49,
I just
Amelia.
grabbed the top one, but yeah, I don't know where
But
X39 went.
you can, because we've talked about this Eon, what I like to suggest people do is they take out one of the X39 sleeves, and you can replace it with 2 Eons. So it's saving you money doing it this way, because the Eon patches are like $70, $69.95, but they will let you replace 2 Eons in place of one X39. And in the gold pack, you get a free sleeve. It comes with the Alavita, which is a skin sleeve, but you can switch that out and get an Eon sleeve or anything else that you want. And then the diamond, you actually, that's the best sort of overall. If you are looking at your overall price, you're saving $300, plus you're getting a free $70 sleeve. And so you do have options, but again, it's a one-time enrollment pack. So I hope that makes things a little bit more clear.
Yeah, and I started out with silver, and then I upgraded, and then I upgraded again. And I've got, my family taking these, and they're not paying for it. I am. So, like, my parents, not my brothers, they're not on them. But, I've been able to gift that to them. So it is a beautiful thing. And I think that conscious business is where it's going to be in the future as well. I don't really see people that are selling plastic goods and things that are not really good for people or the environment. I don't see those thriving in the future. So as things start to change, we're all going to be asking questions like, do I really want that in my house? Do I really want to use that on my body? What are those chemicals? What is this? That kind of thing. We're going to be thinking about that. And I think people who have started up small businesses like this, even though this one is becoming a pretty large business, it's done with consciousness in mind and healing in mind. So that's important for people. And I think people are paying more attention to that now.
That's really been my focus, especially for the last few years, because even there's some natural companies that just don't have your best interest at heart. So I always tune into that and make sure that the whole picture is just beautiful. And this is one of those companies. So I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you, Debbie, and thank you, Amelia, and thank you guys for listening. And, let us know if you're interested. We'll put the links below. And yeah, that's about it, really. But I'm glad we got to talk about this today.
Yeah,
Thank
me
you.
too. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Bye.